Glorious day to you, my friends. Welcome to Shine, Stargate Heart, Illuminate Your Natural Essence. We are on day number 99. And in this series, Shine, we are exploring our inner being. We're spending time with it. We're asking it to reveal its true nature to us. And we're doing this and chanting Om Mani Padme Hum. Check the description below as to one of the interpretations of Om Mani Padme Hum. Several videos ago, we went into another version, and videos before that, a different version, Each day, it brings up something new for us, if we choose. So, we're chanting this 108 times for 108 days. We are on day number 99. Chicha ara uruto, almost done. And we're doing this using the mala of joy. And in this mala of joy, we break up the 108 seeds into 9 groups of 12. And each of the 9 groups represents one of our chakras in our Merkaba. Our light body, our ascension vehicle, our chariot, this vehicle by which we go places, like maybe our Stargate heart, or through the portal, the gateway to spirit of Vyapini. So these 9 chakras are at the bottom of our Merkaba, Vasundhara, then moving up to Muladhara, the root chakra, Svadhisthana, the sacral chakra, Manipura, the solar plexus chakra, Anahata, our heart chakra, Vishuddha or Vishuddhi, the throat chakra, Anya or Agnya, the third eye chakra, Sahasrara, the crown chakra, and at the top of our Merkaba is Vyapini, the soul star chakra, the goddess who is everywhere. Check the description below about a brief write-up. Some details I pulled out of Shat Chakra Nirupanam Nyakaru Utukura Hashi, which is the exploration of 6 chakras, Nyatakarya. It mentions Sahasrara. It mentions the Kundalini, where we're deriving all this. Where we're reinforcing what we know and what our inner being says about it. We are on day number 99. So the first thing I'd like to say is, welcome back. I always notice your energy. So when you are ready. Okay, today is day number 99. Don't worry, Angie. Once we get into Vyapini and what they want to talk about, I will use more English together and then light language to let your inner being ponder it. 99. 9 in numerology is endings and beginnings. Well, we've been talking about the aura. Pause 1 second. So in these 9 groups, each of the 9 groups, we break up the 12 seeds into 4 groups of 3, where each of these 4 groups represents one of the aspects of Sama Vritti Pranayama. It's modeled after box breath, where we're breathing in the energies, we're inviting in the energies of the chakra, and today we're working on Vyapini. We're subtly working on it. I'm talking about it. Our inner being may or may not share information about it, but our inner being hopefully will share information about it and you, uturiyashaka, because there really is no difference between your inner being and you. Usahatakaryata. It is our conscious mind that thinks that there is a difference. Nuhuturashkahaya. It's because everybody's been telling us since the moment we incarnated that we're different and we're limited and we have to and we should. But our inner being says, you can, it's possible, go do, live your joy. So, Vyapini, these, okay, box breath. We're breathing in the energies of spirit. Vyapini is the gateway to spirit. It's about allowing. It's at the top of our torus field, just like the electromagnetic field around planet Earth. Except that planet Earth, this electromagnetic field only engages in one of the fields of energy, electromagnetism. Our aura deals with many different fields of energy, both physical and non-physical. But this non-physical energy does manifest itself in the physical because of our engagement with it. So now we're breathing in the energies of the chakra. We are holding our breath for a count of 3, and we are exploring, playing with the energy. We're exciting the energy. We're igniting the energy. We're bringing this chakra to a high energy state. Simply via intention. Then over here, we then breathe out. Okay, for a count of 3 or 3 seeds, we're breathing out the energies. We're simply set the intention and then let go. We surrender. Our inner being does all the rest. It does the radiating of this energy from the chakra. And then for the last 3 seeds or the last 3 days, we are embodying the energy of the chakra. And again, there's nothing to do down here. We have already set our intention. And box breath can teach us so many things. Sama, vritti, pranayama. And there were previous videos where we went into the various meanings of sama, vritti, pranayama. Just 4 different aspects of cycles. Sama, vritti has to do with cycles. This torus field has to do with cycles. Now, Vasundhara, per this write-up, per what they gave me, has more to do with ancestral lines, everything to do with our physicality, our DNA that has come into us through DNA, through the food that our parents ate, the food that their parents ate, and things like that. Those ideas coming through this Earth Star chakra. Okay? Vasundhara, or Vyapini, has to do with all the aspects of spirit. Okay? So we can access our past lives that are in our aura. We can access various different lifetimes in an expression through this idea of a soul group. That, some people think that only these past lives only have to occur on Earth. And if they focus on that, then they're only going to pick up past lives from Earth. But if you have incarnated in any other star system, in any other universe, in any other dimension, on any other planet, in any other way, you can still access that. And by going through Vyapini in alignment, one can actually reach up into the highest source of consciousness. Well, we can in Sahasrara, we can in Anahata, we can in any of these chakras, but in the idea of verticality and separation, where all that is out there, iskutar artaniyara. we go up through the idea of Vyapini. As discussed in other videos, you are spirit. You came down into this playground of the matrix. Your spirit got dressed in the koshas of contrast. And although there aren't really any blockers to Vasundhara and Vyapini, the ideas of expansion, let's say, the contrasting ideas of expansion for Vasundhara, okay, since that is surrender, so the opposite idea is holding on to. You know, what are these things that we're holding on to and we're retaining? And with Vyapini, it's about allowing, so resistance. So otar arkananata is to me the best term, and I've been talking about resistance because an athlete uses resistance on purpose to stress their body and muscles in various ways to fatigue them and then make gains from it. It's the same thing that you are doing with all of the shadow aspects of all of your chakras, all these ideas of contrast. You and your inner being, for the purpose of expansion and exploration, are exploring both the contrast side, the shadow side, and the light side on purpose, with intention. That's the hardest thing to understand, because when we first start out, we start believing that all this stuff is happening to us. But the truth is, your inner being and you are causing it. You are thinking it, you are desiring it, you are attracting it, you are creating it. Okay. These are ideas. Okay. So with this torus field, actually it's going this way because it goes out the south pole, comes up to the top, and yesterday we talked about sukha and dukkha. And yes, I like the term dukkha much better than dukkha, okay? Because we understand, because that's our idea of what it is. Now to the meat of what they wanted to talk about. Okay. Observation. Yes. As we observe our body, we observe where we are, and we accept ourselves where we are. Observation is one of the tools that we use. And we can observe our breath, and we can observe the chant, and we can observe our heartbeat, we can observe many, many different things. We can observe our thoughts. We don't have to attach to the thoughts. You know, I like the idea of the clouds going by. Na atura arahaska esha. We don't have to attach to them. We can notice them. But let us go back to the double slit experiment. No, I didn't do my homework on it. Otherwise, I'd give you a link below. Maybe I'll go do it afterwards. We'll find out. Time will tell. The double slit experiment is that somebody took a laser and shot photons one at a time in a controlled fashion, and they set up two slits. And when they did this, they noticed something strange on the wall of the pattern of light. It became an interference pattern, as they call it. Then they did another experiment. So they said, okay, well, which slit is it going through? Okay, so then they put up some measuring on the left slit and put up some measuring on the right slit so they can detect which slit the photon went through. When they did this, the interference pattern went away. Why? Because we're measuring it and detecting it, did it go away? So then they went back and they turned off the detectors on the slits. The interference pattern came back. This is when You know, at the beginning, they said, well, let's experience this wave pattern of light. And they didn't understand that it was that photons are particles, but when they're going together, rihata, thank you. I didn't write that in my notes, so thank you. Thank you so much. So this observation, then they went and did another experiment. Is what they did is they said, we're not going to look at the interference pattern, okay? We're going to record which slit it goes through, and we're just going to save it to disk, okay? That's all we're going to do. We're going to save it to disk. And then they noticed that even when they measured it and saved it to disk, because it has been observed that the pattern of light on the wall was that of particle. There was no interference pattern. It just came out as slits, vertical bars. Then they went and they disconnected at the closest state. And even if they didn't turn on the hard drive, that all the system is set up to observe it, it came up as the interference pattern. When they disconnected the sensors at the source, at the slits, that's when the interference pattern came back. So then they brought in some Buddhist monks who are experts in meditation and focus. They had them focus on the slits in the other room with no recording device. The interference pattern went away. The photons displayed as particles. Their conclusion, because they were observed. Excellent, excellent. I've been talking about at the highest source of consciousness, you are consciousness. The act of observing is the act of creating it. If you don't observe it, you're not creating it. This just reinforces it. And then Schrodinger did his thought experiment, with the cat. So he put a cat in a box, and he put this radioactive material at various decay rates, and this other random interaction with this decay. Hey, is the cat dead or alive? And Schrodinger, his thought experiment says, we don't know until we observe it, until we open the box and observe it. Is the cat dead or alive? And then Schrodinger postulated that, the cat is both dead and alive. And this is at the beginning of quantum physics, and this thought experiment helped develop the realm of quantum physics and quantum mechanics. Si atara arhaskata utur urkananata atara arshahe katara. One more moment. They gotta download it again, because when I get talking, I'm not retaining any information. Iskutur utara arskanahasa. Acha etakati itara aska utur urshahayata atara. Kika arhasana akashi iskutur utur utaya. Hashakahayata atara ito urhura. Kashaheka hasa anata atara iskutur uturu. Arhashka eska hatara anaka etata. Well, we'll move on. When they interrupt me again, then I'll let you know. Utar araskana heyasa ake atoro hotakarata. In a comment below is a link to a minute physics video. Interesting, very interesting. One of my favorite little videos, where he's doing math, but he's asking the question, what is more powerful, this irresistible force or the immovable object? And he comes up with, okay, what does it really mean to be an immovable object? What does it really mean to be an irresistible force? And And so what it comes down to, what he said was, well, using, F equals ma, that for an object to be immovable, it's really, you're talking that you can't change its momentum or direction or speed, okay? Because everything is relative based on where you are and what it's doing. So you can make that immovable object move by you moving. So it appears that that's moving. So according to the relativity, the theory of relativity, that it is moving, okay? So he came up with the conclusion that its acceleration is 0, okay? Well, the same thing for this irresistible force. Its acceleration is 0 because it's moving and we can't slow it down, we can't change its direction. Okay. But what happens when they come together? He said that's the only thing that's possible where there's no winner and no loser. The only possible outcome of those two things, by definition, is that they don't interact with each other. Urahata arahaskananata kari atarahusha. Sihakara iskanata kari iso uturhutu. Neither of them are observing each other. Arskaheshaya. Hatar akara, and neither of them acknowledge the other. It's the same thing that you're doing with your awareness and your focus. You don't detect things in the fourth dimension because you're not focused on them. You don't detect things in the fifth dimension because you are not focused on them. You do not detect things in the sixth dimension because you are not focused upon them. You have not learned how to focus your awareness in those dimensions. They can be unlocked through Vyapini, through alignment. Now back to Vasundhara and Vyapini and the torus of who you are. As the energy flows out, as the Dukkhi flows out of the torus of you through Muladhara and Vasundhara, you have let it go. Okay, and let's think of these things. This is a moment, and it comes out, and it goes back to the top of the torus. Okay, you're bringing it back in. Okay, so utar arkanayarata. You're bringing it back in, and you're recycling this energy just like you're replaying the same old story in your head. You're replaying it in your aura, you're replaying it in your energetic field, and that's the opposite of letting go. And people talk about letting go, but guess what? It's one of the hardest things to do. I'm going to tell you a trick, though. Well, one, that you're doing it on purpose, because you're still exploring the theme, because you want to learn something from it. Your inner being still wants to show you something about it, and your subconscious mind is still holding on to it because it still finds value in it, in exploring this theme. Okay. Besides that, so how do we let go? Water is life, my friends. Stay hydrated. So now I'm going to put on my collar. I'm going to get on my pulpit here, just for a short time. Let's talk about the Garden of Eden, the narrative of the Garden of Eden. And yes, my friends, if you are with me this morning, I'm not stealing any of these ideas. And I was chuckling because of the synchronicities of everything. This idea of sin and original sin. Okay, sin really just means without. And one way to think of it is that you're an archer and you're aiming, and sin just means you missed your target. That's it. But original sin is where Adam and Eve, they ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Okay? Let's digest that. They ate from the tree. They ate of the fruit of the tree of knowledge. of good and evil. They're differentiating good and evil. They're differentiating. They're judging. They're judging. It's the same thing that we're doing with when we release something. We judge it. We let it go. We determine that it no longer serves us. And we're not talking about this physicality of the breath when we breathe out. We're breathing out the carbon dioxide. And when we breathe in, we're breathing in the new oxygen. We're going beyond the ideas of this physicality here. Whatever this emotional thing is that we let flow down the creek and out of our root chakra, out of Vasundhara, and into this torus field. If we're in alignment, this stuff just goes right out the center of the hurricane through Vasundhara, and it goes off. But if we're not in alignment, we clearly want to revisit it, okay? So it comes back up, and it comes in Vyapini, and it comes to Anya. And I'm going to call it Anya now instead of Agnya, okay? Because I want to separate the A from the Nya, okay? Because A is not, and Nya is knowledge, okay? We're differentiating because we have knowledge of it. And we have determined that one has a higher value than the other, okay? We're judging it. And we are creating the duality here in Anya, okay? Anya, Anya. How do we get past it? How do we get past it? How do we get past it? How do we stop creating this duality? Besides knowing about the blocker of Sahasrara attachment and understanding the concept of aparigraha, non-attachment, or the unclasping of it, those are both ideas and recipes of ways to do it, okay? And understanding that the illusion is the blocker of Anya, and the biggest illusion is separation. What's Anya's job? Separate things into high value and low value, or good and evil, or yin and yang, or separate into preferred or non-preferred, okay? But the solution is also in the name. We're splitting it up because it's Anya's job. It's also part of what you desire to experience. If we connect Anya with our inner being, if we bring our inner being up to Anya, and I believe we did it when we were in Anya, how does our inner being see this energy, whether it's new energy that's coming through in alignment, or whether it's this recycled energy that's in our torus field that just came out of the Dukkhi, and came back into the Sukha, what do? Vishuddhi, the filter, the purifier, says we purify it, okay? Or we filter it. We take out all the impurities is one idea of filter, okay? So it's too late. So we don't need to purify it if we don't observe it. If we don't observe it, one of the hardest things to do in this life is to allow it to be what it is. It is what it is. If we don't judge it when it comes in and we honor it for what it is, we don't create this duality, it then slides down. And it slides down in its purity of what it is. I've talked before about you get to choose how you see the vibration of it based on your experience, your filter, your imprint we're choosing to see in the 3D, we're choosing to see in the 4D, we're choosing to see in the 5D, or we're choosing to see it as, no, I don't want that, I'm going to keep that away, or yes, I want that, I want to bring that towards me. We're talking the higher thought forms. We're not talking about what we prefer to create and what we prefer to not create. We're talking about utar arhaskati tiarata. We're talking about the bigger ideas. If you believe that samsara is something that needs to be escaped from, this eternal cycle, this is how you do it, okay? We stop judging. Because when we stop judging it, we can see the purity in it, that it's already there. Because everything is the same thing anyway. Everything is just energy in various forms or in various fields. And you can see it in a higher vibration if you choose to. You can choose to see it in its most natural state, just like we're trying to spend time with our inner being to see our true vibration. And we're doing this by quieting the mind. By quieting the mind. Going back to my buddy Futile, and one of the monks asked him one day, what is Buddha Dharma and Buddhahood? And he responds by not attaining and not knowing. Which to me is analogous to allowing the energy to come through and don't know nor care what it is. Okay? And Abraham Hicks gives the simple solution to it. Align with your joy. And we practice it when we go into meditation. And over time, the better we get with meditation, the better we get with slowing down the mind. The better we get at not engaging in the thoughts. And then sooner or later, we get so good at it that we don't notice the thoughts. And then we get to that state where we don't notice that we're not noticing them. That's the state of no mind. That's the state you had up in the highest source of consciousness. And it's close to that state when you were in the matrix at the highest levels. When you're still a Devi. This is the realm of the goddess. This whole matrix is about allowing. Allowing the energy, allowing yourself to decide as your inner being, consciously choosing joy, consciously choosing life, consciously choosing those things that bring out your joy, that bring out your compassion, that bring out your harmony, that bring out your kindness, that bring out your gratitude. Surrender is gratitude, is happy, is joy, is creativity, is harmony. And we're doing this over time to gently tune our vibration. We're doing it to maybe adopt a few more thought patterns. Maybe we can observe some things, but don't take my word for it. Let's spend some time with our inner being and see what it has to say. Our inner being will never, never fail you. Will always give you the wisdom that you're ready to hear today, in this moment, in this now. And don't be surprised if that wisdom changes from day to day, from moment to moment, or even offers you amusing contradictions during the same meditation. They're all things to write about afterwards, and maybe to reflect upon if you so desire. This whole cycle of samavriti pranayama is the cycle of consciousness, kutara atara. It's the cycle of creation. It's the cycle of the matrix, nyakatara arhaska etukura asaya. It's the cycle of breath. It's the cycle of the moon. It's the cycle of the day. It's the cycle of the year. It's the cycle of life. Nyokutura arhasanakatirya rahata. And like I said in another video, you have already broken the wheel of Dharma. You have already achieved success with Samsara. You've already broken it. And you want the evidence? Look at anybody else who's walking around. They are another you outside of this idea of multiple lifetimes of yours. It's outside of this idea of you. There's no goal in breaking samsara. You've already done it. Iskutukuryo ta atara arata. Yay you. Utur ushkahiasa akatakari atata. Because otherwise, it's a goal. And what is a goal going to do for you? It's going to create separation between you and it. Which is going to continue to block anya, the ariyacha, because it's just an illusion. No, I'm not talking about the goals in this physical life of how do I improve my health? How do I improve my meditation practice? How do I improve my yoga practice? How do I improve my fitness? How do I improve my relationship? We're doing all this minutia work, this no mind work, this work of peace, the work of no work, the wu wei, atariyashka. We're doing this because it feels good. It's the only answer. And doing this work is inviting our inner being out to play more fully in every aspect of our life. It's just like making friends or falling in love. You do it slowly over time. It reinforces itself. And that's what this meditation practice is about. And this is what Abraham Hicks talks about all the time. It's about being in love, this state of love, which is peace, which is joy, which is harmony, which is compassion, which is non-judgmental, non-divisive, it's unifying. Okay. That other topic was just for my amusement. So let's ask our inner being. As we slow things down, I invite you to relax. Whether you're lying down, whether you're sitting, I ask you to do so with a straight spine, so that the energy flows more freely. Now as we focus our awareness on our breath, as we welcome in and give gratitude for this now, for our life, for our breath, for our joy, for the people in our lives, who do all those things for us and with us. And as we give gratitude to our breath and invite in more breath, as I give gratitude to you with each of my breaths for sharing breath, for sharing life. As we simply notice and lengthen our breath, and we feel how it feels to breathe in. As is simply just allow the breath out. As we focus on the new breath. It is simply breath. As we simply breathe out, pay no attention. There is nothing to do. As we feel the cool air as we breathe in, as we simply breathe out. As we breathe in the new life, and simply breathe out. As we breathe in the new joy, and we simply breathe out. As we stop labeling the breath, and we just breathe in. And we simply breathe out. Now let us focus our awareness on our heart center. For in our heart center is the home of our holy fire. And our holy fire is the source of our bright light. And every breath that we take with intention, fans the flames of our holy fire, breaks down the debris of labels and judgment, breaks down the debris of karmic imprint, creating those obstructions, making pathways through our perception and the perception of others, thus increasing our bright light. As we invite and allow the holy fire to flow in, through, and around, in every way and everywhere and every when. Effortlessly, completely, naturally. And we ask the holy fire to only allow in that which is for our highest good and the highest good of all. Now, let us take this energy from our heart centers, and move it up through the chakras. Let's move it up through Vishuddha, through Anya, through Sahasrara, through Vyapini, and up through the realms, and entering into the highest source of consciousness, where there is no ego, where there is no judgment, where it always supports free will, and honors the isness of whatever it is, and where the power is unlimited. And let us bring back more pure, non-judgmental energy of whatever it is. Down through the realms, passing through Vyapini, non-judgmentally, passing through Sahasrara, non-judgmentally, passing through Anya, non-judgmentally, passing through Vishuddha, non-judgmentally, back into Anahata, non-judgmentally. Now let's bring this energy down through the lower chakras, down through Manipura, non-judgmentally, down through Svadhisthana, your idea of self, non-judgmentally, down through Muladhara, non-judgmentally, down through Vasundhara, the surrender, non-judgmentally, down, 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 growing roots down into Mother Earth, wrapping these roots around the heart of Gaia, giving her a great big hug, a great big non-judgmental hug, and bringing back her wisdom of non-judgmentalness in this physical realm, up through the root system, through Vasundhara, non-judgmentally, through Muladhara, non-judgmentally, through Svadhisthana, non-judgmentally, through Muladhara, non-judgmentally, and back into Anahata, our heart center, non-judgmentally, allowing the non-judgmental nature of our inner being to pervade. And now let us turn over to our inner being to continue this divine flow of the non-judgmental nature, without any conscious thought. Kotora arha, iskana hasa era atara kirata, hishkana utor utata, ishahanata arhaka atara. And now on the out breath, with intention, with non-judgmental intention, let us push this non-judgmental energy out from our heart center, out from all of our chakras, out from our physical bodies, out from our energetic field, our aura, and out into every aspect of our awareness, non-judgmentally, in every way, in everywhere, in every when, naturally, effortlessly, completely. So let us create in our mind's eye, although it is not necessary, unless Let us put in all of our ideas that are going to happen outside of this moment, outside of this meditation. Non-judgmentally, just put it in the chest. And let us allow our inner being to put in this chest. Non-judgmentally, what it feels no longer serves, what it feels that might distract from our time with ourselves, with our time with the chant, with our time with the breath. Let us close the lid on this chest and let us set it aside non-judgmentally. It shall be there for you at the end of meditation, if you so desire. Sa'ayatoro hosana, ishaha atatakarhita.
Oh, I'm keeping an eye on you.
And if any thoughts come in during this meditation, the oroto otoro otokuria shaha sakati ariatata, it is okay. Sa'ati ariata hatara hata. Do not judge yourself. Allow the judgmental nature, the non-judgmental nature of your inner being to allow us to pick up with the next chant, pick up with the next breath, and allow those thoughts to go away naturally. When they're ready. So the process for this meditation, we will start off with one Eye-eem. We will chant Om Mani Padme Hum 108 times using the Mala of Joy. The default audio track will keep count, so will I. It'll let us know when we move up through the chakras. I'll raise my hand. It'll also let us know when we were on the last one. And then at the end, we will close out again with one Eye-eem. Eye-eem is the divine feminine version of Aum Nyoroso Torus, the Devi, Atara Atar Arashohutoruto. It is the form of the matrix, Akatara Arasananiri Arata, compared to the formless of the no thought, Usahakatara Arnahatakara Asanahakitiri Arata. Inner breath in for Eye-eem. Eye-eem. Starting off with Vasundhara, and a breath in to chant.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Jahatara Arkanaha Sayera Atur Hutur Una Atara.
Om
Hisahakatara
Mani
Atana
Padme
Chiriara
Hum.
Atur Hukotor Horshana Atara. Hisa Akatashiara.
Om
Hiso
Mani
Atoro
Padme Hum.
Atur Hukotanaha. Atur Hukachari Arasahanira.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Atur Hokanaya. Atur Hotor Urashahe. Achatarahara.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Hatur Utanahaka Era. Hacha Atiri Rata Hatara.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Utona Atara. Ishahanata Atara Hariara.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Acheharataha. Koroto Hurata Atara Hake.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Konoto Hurata A.
Aturu hukuturu ushana hatara aratira.
Om Mani
Hatutu ukuta
Padme
arhatatira
Hum.
hata. Ichakaharata itiariataha. Ashahakanata atara.
Om
Ishohotoro
Mani
otoro
Padme
ukanata atara
Hum.
ata. Hisha atara artkineara. Ichikoroto uturota.
Om Mani
Achaharata
Padme
itara hata.
Hum.
Konoto horota atara. Ishahakatara atita hanata.
Om Mani
Atoro
Padme
otoro
Hum.
utoro hata. Moving up to Muladhara.
Om
Husu utur
Mani
hetita rahea.
Padme Hum.
Akiarata ana. Aturu ukuturu utana atara hisa.
Om
Ichahatara itiare
Mani
hatara hata.
Padme Hum.
Aturu hukurana. Atitiariarata hakatara. Huturu uhuturu
Om
hana.
Mani
Achakarata
Padme
atita.
Hum.
Aturu ukutura iacha. Huturu utana hatara hakayaha.
Om Mani
Atukoroto
Padme
huruta hariata.
Hum.
Achihariarata atara hi. Huturu utatara
Om
hati.
Mani Padme
Ishahanata
Hum.
arahakiara. Kuhoto uruhuturu hashiara. Isahakata atara
Om
hakataha.
Mani Padme Hum.
Koroto hurutaha. Hatiti ariarata akaya ata.
Om
Huturu uhutura
Mani
hata.
Padme Hum.
Atakarata. Ishohukotoro hutura hashayata ana. Ichata
Om
harata hakaya.
Mani Padme
Konoto
Hum.
horota. Atiti ariarata kaha. Hiso ukutura hieta.
Om Mani
Atura hayata anata.
Padme Hum.
Ishahakatara arakanahata. Itahatara arhanakea.
Om Mani Padme
Huturu
Hum.
utara. Hatiariara kahe. Ashkohorota.
Om
Hiskonatara
Mani
arhatira.
Padme Hum.
Haturu uhuturu utahashaya. Konoto horata.
Om
Itiariarata.
Mani
Ishokotoro
Padme Hum.
utataharahata. Moving up to Svadhisthana.
Om
Hasaatita
Mani
hatara
Padme
Koroto
Hum.
horota. Kitiariarata hatita. Shoto orotaha. Atakarata
Om
heta.
Mani Padme
Sohotoro
Hum.
uhugara arahanata. Ishahatata arahakatara heta. Utorota
Om
harayata.
Mani Padme
Atoro
Hum.
uhukotoro okana. Hitata arahata kaheta. Utoro tora
Om
aranati.
Mani
Atoro
Padme
hukotoro hushaya.
Hum.
Hashayata atara arakana hatita. Hiso utoro ucha
Om
ata
Mani
ararakahe.
Padme Hum.
Hatananata haraka. Atoro hukotoro unata a. Hishahatata ara.
Om Mani
Ichkarata
Padme Hum.
hiriarata hatara anahasa. Itoro hukataraha. Ishakatara
Om
arhanata
Mani
itara.
Padme Hum.
Otoro utaharhatitaha. Ishahatara ana.
Om
Hatoro
Mani
hukatarawa atara
Padme
shaheta.
Hum.
Ashahakatara arhaya. Itohoroto otaraha.
Om
Atoro hukatora
Mani
naha.
Padme
Ishahatara
Hum.
arakahanata a. Hiso hukotoro ohonata arheta.
Om Mani
Ichahatara hiarata
Padme
akera.
Hum.
Otoro hukatura ushanahata. Ichata arhata.
Om
Kuno atoro
Mani
horashaheka
Padme
asahe.
Hum.
Atoro hukotoro huta. Achkaharara tihiraha.
Om
Hiso hukotoro
Mani
ushaya.
Padme Hum.
Atakarata haha. Moving up to Manipura.
Om
Huturu uhuturu
Mani
hashiatara.
Padme Hum.
Kichiariarataha. Isuhukuturu utana atara. Shaya atikarata
Om
atimani uta.
Mani Padme
Horoto
Hum.
horota atara.
Ichahatara Arkanahata Atita Uturu
Om
Utaharati
Mani Padme Hum.
Hatora Hayatara Kacha Atara Arkehayata Atara Ishata
Om
Arhatara
Mani Padme
Ishotoro
Hum.
Ukata Ishahanata Arhat Kiriara Ishohotoro Torataka
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Hator Okotoro Osana Ishahatata Atara Harkira
Om
Ichahanata
Mani
Arwatayataha
Padme Hum.
Konoto Horata Ichohorota Ayata Ara
Om
Sisahakata
Mani
Atara Arkanata
Padme
Atidara
Hum.
Konoto Horoto Huturo Ukoshaya Asahakiata
Om Mani
Aturo
Padme
Uhatanariata
Hum.
Uturo Akayasha Atura Ayakanaha Sihira
Om
Aturo Uhuta
Mani
Urhutara
Padme Hum.
Ishahanata Arahi Ituro Ukatura Anahatara
Om
Hisahatata Atara
Mani
Harakayata
Padme Hum.
Ishohutoro Itora Hayat Akara Arana Atoto
Om
Uhuta Rayata
Mani
Arana
Padme Hum.
Ishahatara Arakanahasa Aturo Hukuturo Unota Urhata
Om Mani
Adukuroshaha
Padme
Isahanata
Hum.
Atkarata. Moving up to Anahata.
Om
Huturo Uta
Mani
Haraya
Padme
Ishahanata
Hum.
Hararkera Ituhoroto Uta Ishahatara Arakanahasayara
Om Mani
Huturo Utu
Padme
Uruta Hatita
Hum.
Harataha Achkorotoho Hutur Ushahanata Harahaka
Om Mani
Iskanaya Atita
Padme
Ara
Hum.
Isohukotoro Hutoro Utanata Karahatita
Om
Ishkanahatara
Mani
Arakahata Atira
Padme Hum.
Atur Hukotoro Ashanahatara Ishahatara Arakanahatoro Uruhuta
Om Mani
Achahatara
Padme Hum.
Iskanahatara Arakahasayara Hutur Utu Urha Ishkanahatara
Om
Arakanahati
Mani Padme Hum.
Kutuhuruta Atkarata Hatita Haraha Itoro
Om
Otohota
Mani Padme
Ishkanahati
Hum.
Riariata Hata Ishkonohotoro Uturo Ishahatara Arakanahatira
Om Mani
Hatutu Uhuru
Padme
Hatara
Hum.
Arakanata Ata Ishkanahatiraha Aturo Hukuturo Uchanahata
Om Mani
Iskanahatara
Padme
Haraki
Hum.
Atuto Horoto Uhuta Ha Tureata Hatara Harkalia
Om Mani
Achkoroto Hori
Padme Hum.
Hatur Hukuturu Una Taatara Ishahakatara Arhatati
Om
Atakoroto
Mani
Horota
Padme
Arakira
Hum.
Atukoroto Huturu Hata Atukoroto Hura Shaheta
Om
Isa Ata
Mani Padme Hum.
Akahayarataha. Moving up to Vishuddha.
Om
Hutura Utur
Mani
Huta Hatita
Padme
Haraha
Hum.
Kitora Aranata Rahesa Kotor Hukutoro Anahatita
Om Mani
Huturo Utanate
Padme Hum.
Harahatitaha Arwaharashahe Hatur Ukunata Arhatahe
Om
Icho
Mani
Hutoro Unahatura
Padme
Hata
Hum.
Arkaheatara Asohokodoro Utanawa
Om
Itara Harakahaya
Mani Padme
Atakoroto
Hum.
Uhusha Ishahatara Arakanahatata Ara Hiso Otoro
Om
Hatata Arahakaya
Mani Padme Hum.
Ichahanata Arahatara Hakai Koroto Horotaha Ishahanata
Om
Arata Akayata A
Mani Padme
Otoro
Hum.
Otanatara Ishahatata Atara Hikotoro Orhakatara
Om
Arasanata
Mani
Ichata
Padme Hum.
Arhatataha Aroko Horoto Utoro Ukanata Arahata
Om Mani
Itarata
Padme
Arahake
Hum.
Rahatara
Konoto horotaha. Atiri ariara tahatara. Mani Hotoro otatata atara harakana. Atoro hokotora hasha. Hiso otura hieta atara hata. Haturum uta. Atakarataha. Arkararsha hieta atara hati. Haturu otara. Ayakahata. Ishohokotoro ukotorana. Ita ata ara harsha ariataha. Moving up to Anya. Om Mani Padme Ishahatara Rahiatanata Rahi Katoro Urakaya Ashaha Itakarata Atikarahata Padme Atoro Hokotoro Huta Ishahatara Aranahakatira Itoro Hukutara Arhakana Atihara Atoro Hayatara Ishakanata Arhatitaha Hatutu Uda Harata Mani Padme Goroto Horota Arshahia Kaaya Aturo Hudor Arnahasha Achahatata Arhakaya Padme Hikiariarata Ataro Uroto Hota Ishkanahatara Arhe Ishotoro Uturu Ukaya Padme Aturo Ututuru Hutara Hatitana Achkorotaha Ishkorot utur ornahati padme atur uhukutur ta karharskana hasira atur hukutura atana ishohutur utanahatarara arwaka asha atur hutur maya ashana atutu uhutu urhatara Konotor hatara arshahekara atur hayatara atur hukutur urshanatara ishari hakara arsahnatur utuhuratara harkiharata kanata harataha ishohutor hutakaya hasha itakarata nata arhartakaharita. Moving up to Sahasrara. Huturu uhuturu hutara shayaka asanahaka ichahatara harakaheta atara ishoturu uturu anaka ashihadme soro uturu ukana hatakarata atiriarata uturu utanata atita aturu hurriyataha Arkuhurshahya ka atara ekana hatur utonoto hata atkuriacha atara arkenira hatur uhutur arsana atakarata hati kurnoto hurrota ishahatara arkanahiyata arate hatutu uhutur hata ishkanahatara aratkiyarata Ichorota atara, ishkanatara hareta hata, konoto horota a, itata harata atara arakanati, ishohotoro utara harakaya, ishohotoro ukana, iskana hatara arakanati itakariata, itara harakanahata ashahaya konoto. Atur hukutara arasaheta, atur hukutara arasaniarayata, atutu uhuta araharayata, atakarataha, atur hukutur anatakarayasa, ichot urutaha tirarea, atukuruto hata, arakarati hita arayata, hatutu uhutu horayata, arahatakana. Moving up to Vyapini. Hututu uhuturi shayata. Isahakanararata. Itoro hokotoro utanata ataraha.
Om Mani
Atkarata hariata.
Padme Hum.
Hotora arakanata. Atoro hotoro urashaha.
Om
Itakarata heta
Mani
narayarata.
Padme Hum.
Otoro hokotara arshahanakatara. Ichahatara hartikira.
Om
Atakaratu
Mani
hurana.
Padme Hum.
Atoro hokotoro hotana. Ataharara tkehira hata.
Om
Huturu utahara
Mani
tikiriata.
Padme Hum.
Konoto hurutaha. Arwaharashaha. Arwakatiriata hanata
Om
arita.
Mani
Atutu
Padme
utuhurata.
Hum.
Ishkanahatara hara. Itoro huruka atar arishaya.
Om Mani Padme
Aturu
Hum.
utuhuruta hatara. Ishkanahatara aratihira. Atur hutur
Om
atakanati
Mani
ariarata.
Padme Hum.
Utut uhutara hata. Ishahanata haraharea kahata.
Om
Atukurmatu hotoro
Mani
hata.
Padme Hum.
Atur hukuturu utur. Itata ahatar harakiatar hasia.
Om Mani
Konatu horota.
Padme Hum.
Ishahakatara arhisakatera. Ishotoro uraha.
Om
Ishahanata
Mani
hararakiataha.
Padme Hum.
Last one. Horoto
Om
horota.
Mani Padme
Ishkanahatara.
Hum.
Isa anahata. Inner breath in for Eye-eem. Eye-eem. Stay here for as long as you like. Maybe even pause the video to spend more time in your energy, the energy. And when you are ready, Hisoto Urahaya Ashahya Katarata. Slowly bring your awareness back to the here and now, to the present moment. Nyoroso Otoro Hutakarata. And greet your new breath. Asahatarata Kahirata Hotoro Hutarata. Maybe invite in some gentle movements. Ni Okotoro Tanata Arahata Kitarahasaya. And when you are ready, Niarata Atara Arasani Katour Takata Aratata. Slowly open your eyes, Niakatara Artakaratara, and welcome in the new now, Uritakatara Sasida, the new you, the reborn you, the new you, Utakariata Arasahayata Kurutata, the new joy, Uturiata, the new love, the new perspective. Niakatara Araskana Atakara Isa Atara Arakana Erotokotorata. What did your inner being say to you? What was your experience? Now, I encourage you to journal about it. To reflect upon it. And it doesn't matter if you write right now or if you write in the morning, or whatever it is, what works for you. Because each moment can bring new wisdom about it. You are the creator of your reality. You are the righteous ruler of your reality. You are the master of abundance. The master manifester. When you acknowledge your heart, when you surrender and allow your heart to speak to you, you're clearly listening. You're here. Part of the gentle tuning of your vibration is you reinforcing what you already know in your inner being. You have done it in the past. Maybe it's time to do it again, but it is up to you when you are ready. By writing down, envisioning it, whatever it is for you, whether it is getting past the discord or bringing this manifestation to you or accepting the reality that your heart is offering you, whatever it is, feel it. Write down how you feel, positive affirmations about how you feel about it. You have done it in the past. You are the master of it. And by doing this, it will reinforce your feelings and bring that closer to you. This is how you manifest. This is how we gently tune our vibration. And when you are ready, you will act. So utara artakani atara in one way or the other. Ni uturu utukuriatata. As we align with the influence of our inner being instead of the influences, the judgmental influences of others outside of us. Ni utura arshkatata. As we align with the non-judgmental essence of our inner being. So utura atakatara artaka, as it is speaking to us, it is as it is living with us and through us. Only you know what it's saying. By spending time with it, and then when it's time to observe it, we listen. And in divine right timing, it is time to act. And only you know when that is, when you are ready. Sahata, isahota, aya, akahanata, arata, hiratata. Non-judgmentally, iskotoro uta ashahekata. When it is in your pleasure. Nitutur aya akatakareta. So I thank you, my friends. Chaim. Thank you for sharing in my highest bliss. Double life. Thank you for sharing in my highest bliss. Thank you for enhancing my highest bliss. Shine on. You are here because you are shining, and you know you are shining. As we all gently tune to our core vibration, to our joy within. And make it a great day. Because why would you leave it up to anyone else?